Coming to you from the Black Swan Media Studios, this is Fireside Chats, talking to the real difference makers in the world. Now, here is your host, John Crump.
Well, it is Thursday, and it is my Friday on the show, and I decided to end the week with a good friend of mine who has nothing to do this weekend because his class was canceled because of flooding. Yay. His name is Devin Perkins. I've known Devin for a while. He is a very busy guy. He works at Black Guns Matter, does a bunch of stuff with them. He has a podcast called Trenchwork Chronicles, and he has Kids to Kings. So let's introduce him, Mr. Devin Perkins.
What's going on?
Not much.
I didn't say I don't have anything to do this weekend. I'm actually going to be in D.C. with Mike Dunn for the whole Proud Boys Alex Jones march.
But aren't they? But they're racist. I
know. That's going to be the best part about it. I'm going to go test that, see what they're all about. But yeah,
they're really not.
I know. But yeah, Mike. I talked to Mike today, and yeah, he said he wants to go up there, and he needed some backup or wanted some backup. So I was like, yeah, I got nothing to do now. I'll go. So yeah, this weekend should be pretty fun.
Yeah, the Million MAGA March.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be fun, I would say. So, what exactly is that march?
I have no idea. I know nothing about it. I'm literally just going with Mike to support him. Like when he told me about it was the first time I've ever heard about it.
Yeah,
they're actually supposed to be in Richmond tonight. Is that right?
I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah. You're probably more up on that than I am.
Should be fun. We'll see what it's all about.
Yeah, it is. I just want to say 2,000 subscriber giveaway. We'll be giving away this Mantis X10 Elite. This is an awesome thing, by the way. If you've never seen it, you should definitely check them out. You can also do pay super chats or support us on Patreon, patreon.com/John Crump. Everything goes to different causes. Right now we're doing raising money for a 9-year-old with brain cancer. So yeah, I never keep any of the money myself. I always put it back into other things, as Devin can tell you.
Yeah.
You got new headphones?
He does. Yeah, I had these last time.
Uh-huh.
They're skull candy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They were only like $20. I was like, yeah, I'll take those.
It has some pretty good value, actually. Gorillas and Guns wants you to get some videos while you are out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the goal. Yeah.
Should be awesome. Stop. Oh, Gorillas and Guns says I'm giving this to him.
We'll see about that.
So, what do you think about the ATF working with already talking to the Biden transition team about pistol braces and 80% lowers?
Isn't the head of the ATF like the layover from the Obama administration anyways?
Yeah, both the assistant and also her too, Regina Lombardo, is the head of the ATF. And
it doesn't surprise me. I mean, this is what we expected, right?
Yeah, Richard.
That's what I would have expected, at least.
Yeah, they don't like me over there for some reason.
Really? Some reason, huh?
I don't know why, man. I'm always nice. They know who I am, so I think my suppressor should get approved faster. But It doesn't. For some reason, it always takes me longer. Man, I've been getting
Word.
weird friend requests, but never mind here. So, with the election that just happened, Georgia is going to be very important to gun rights.
Okay, let me ask you this first. Are any of these lawsuits going to affect the election? Like Trump challenging the voter fraud?
I don't know if it's going to help in the presidential election. The Pennsylvania one has tremendous potential to actually flip the House.
Wow. That'd be
Yeah,
pretty bad for them, right?
yeah. So you got to remember the Gore Bush election wasn't decided until 42 days after the election.
Right. It was like, wasn't it
So
like right before the. Well, go ahead. My bad.
we're not in uncharted territories here.
Yeah, this isn't new.
No, no. But our gun rights is on the line. The Republicans have to keep the Senate. I mean, even if you're not Republican, the Republicans have to keep the Senate in Georgia. Kelly Loeffler, who is a senator down there, which I wasn't too keen on her when she was actually first appointed by Brian Kemp, but she's done amazing for gun rights, and she stood up for gun rights, which she wasn't like a strong gun candidate at the time, but she turned out to be a strong gun senator, which is what we need. So a lot of times it's the opposite way.
Right.
They talk a big game, then once they get in there, it's just like, yeah, you know.
Right. I've already got what I needed out of you. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
So Maj is going down
the
to talk about gun rights.
I mean, if there's anybody that should do it, obviously it should be him.
Yeah.
Kevin Dixie's already going to be there, so yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be in Atlanta and then Savannah.
That's cool.
Are you going to go down there at all?
If I can make it, I should be. I'm going to try to.
Yeah. One of the things that we have a house down there, I think, or getting a house.
Who?
My little group, known as GOA, so we can go back and forth. That's how important we think it is.
Who's all going? Or you
But
can tell me later.
bunch of different people. I know our director of communications and a couple other people are going to be down there permanently until the election's over.
Whoa.
I mean, it's very important. That's how very important it is. Do you hear Andrew Yang was telling people to temporarily change their address to Georgia to vote? Kind of like election fraud.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
What class did Devin have to cancel this weekend? That was a Kevin Dixie class that was going to happen in Virginia. Unfortunately, in Virginia, we've been having torrential downpours.
Literally.
And the range is underwater, which kind of sucks. It's a great rain.
Yeah.
Underwater now. It was the range got flooded because we're having like record amount of rain.
Right.
So the range is done for now until we get it dried out. Yeah, it sucks.
Was going to be a good one.
Well, it's going to be going, but yeah. I'm supposed to go shooting this weekend. I don't think I'm going to shoot. I think I'm just going to go speak and then leave.
Where?
Out in New Baltimore.
Can I go?
If you want.
I got nothing to do.
You're going on Saturday.
Oh. But you said shooting.
Yeah, I'm not actually shooting there.
Nah, never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna go to DC.
It's gonna be fun, man. There's supposed to be counter protesters there.
Really? I'm not
Mm.
protesting either side. I'm just going to observe. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Should
still
be
rain.
fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
When I shot with Gorilla and Guns, it was raining. It's
Yeah,
still a
you
good
shot
time though.
Gorilla and Guns down near. Well, the range that you were having the class at is near Gorilla and Guns' house, down in
Right.
Central Virginia. You shot down there with Rhonda Mary, right?
Yes, sir. Good friend.
Yeah, she's a good
Go
egg.
check out her YouTube page. It's really, really good.
Yeah, it is. So now,
What's
so
up?
you don't need the ammo anymore, Devin. So you don't need the ammo anymore.
I do not. Sorry. My phone has been blowing up. I meant to text him and tell him that. But yeah. No, sir, I do not. Thank you though. Because he was definitely gonna hook me up with a good ammo price.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much. It's so hard to get ammo now, man.
I know.
I'm shooting AKs because AK ammo is still cheap.
Oh, I'm about to buy a shotgun.
What type are you getting?
Something cheap to throw in the closet, but I need something. This shit is insane.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna restore a shotgun. It's like 1898 shotgun. I'm gonna restore.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta get some custom wood parts made because they don't make them anymore.
Oh, it's not getting thrown away. I just don't need it now.
Yeah,
Oh man.
I can email. Yeah, girl, everyone wants ammo, man.
But you said AK ammo is still on the shelves, right?
Yeah, it's still pretty cheap. I ordered a case of it. So I'm going to be shooting a bunch of AK ammo. I actually had one of my anti-gun friends call me and wanted to know if I had any ammunition or handguns. I want to sell them because they need a gun. And I'm
Buy a
like,
shotgun.
I said, "No, shotguns are hard to find right now, man."
Are they?
Uh-huh. And I was like, oh, you picked the wrong time to go to turn from anti-gun to pro-gun.
Like the wrong time. I wish I would have held on to my Taurus now, because I could have sold that thing for like 3 times what it's worth.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've been building my ARs lately because I have a bunch of extra parts laying around. And I think I'm down to my final non-used upper.
Mm-hmm.
But I still have tons of stuff to build. More lowers, but uppers I'm just out of uppers. I'm out of barrels. So
You're out of barrels?
yeah.
Word.
Yeah. So I need to get some more barrels to keep on building. You know, my little
So how threatening or how threatening is this whole ATF and the Biden administration coming after uh AR pistols?
very
Oh shit, it's like that.
yeah, it is that. Hey, G-Webs wants to know if you can give a rundown on Kids to Kings.
Sure. That's pretty easy.
Go for it.
No, I have not. So, Kids the Kings. Essentially, we started a outreach program that is focused on the study of complex trauma and CPTSD. And it's basically root cause of a lot of mental illnesses, addiction problems, just bad coping mechanisms that children and young adults develop growing up in rough areas or like war zones or like refugee zones. There's actually a term now called refugee trauma, which is basically children who grow up in, the Middle East, Africa, some parts of Asia that are just completely war stricken. But basically what we're doing is, first of all, presenting the information to the children and to the people so that they understand what is going on. And then after that, we have a 3-step program that we're developing to do workshops with the kids. One is a history project so that we can give the kids just some substance as to where they really come from, and just to give them a little bit more foundation about themselves, give them a little bit of knowledge of self. And then after that, it's an economical project to teach them about entrepreneurship, just basic economics, how to live in today's world as far as technology and everything goes. And then the third one is an outreach project so that they can understand that reinvesting their own personal time and efforts into their community is the holistic, the holistic solution to, renovating our community, so to speak. And that's really what it is. We're just trying to be a guiding light for young men who didn't have the guidance that they probably needed at a younger age, or that they're not getting right now, and that we can give it to them before they go down a worse path than they already on. But our focus demographic are young men in the inner cities, anywhere from the ages between like 12 to like 21. But yeah, that is probably the best breakdown I can give you about Kids of the Kings.
Is there any other programs right now that that help those type of kids?
Aiming for the Truth, founded by Kevin Dixie. That was somewhat my inspiration of starting Kids of the Kings.
What's the difference between the two programs?
There really isn't much. I mean, simple, because we linked up with Walk the Talk America. Ours is really focused on like the study of complex trauma and breaking down each characteristic and how to use a specific healthy tool to address each individual issue. What Kevin Dixie does is more so, I mean, it's going to sound very similar. He goes to his neighborhoods, talks to the kids. He does the same thing. Ours just is a little bit more focused on the psychology part. That's really it. Other than that, there's really no big difference. Like I said, Katie's program was the inspiration for Kids of the Kings. We just wrapped it up with Walk and Talk America as well.
How'd you get involved with Walk the Talk America, by the way?
I went to NRAM, the very last NRAM. I was interviewing Mike Sedini about Bursa firearms, and because I was really intrigued on how Bursa had the whole breakdown of like levels of gun owners on their website. So I was talking to him about that, and then we got into Walk the Talk America, and he started telling me about it. And I just mentioned that I had always wanted to do something as far as outreach and mental health with Black kids, or like, people from my neighborhoods and stuff. So he was already planning to introduce some sort of plan like this to Maj, but Maj was also running for city council at the time, so he didn't really have the time to really sit down and go through it with Mike at the time. So I basically just stepped in, and yeah, I kind of already had the blueprint ready. So it was really a matter of me and Mike exchanging ideas and really ironing it out, and that's what we came up with.
So what's the agenda for 2021?
Well, since COVID-19 kind of messed up our like big launch, we've been slow rolling out, and right now I'm basically giving a abbreviated version of the presentation of Kids of Kings at Black Guns Matter classes. So wherever Maj goes, basically I'm kind of like the opening act, and I can give people a presentation on complex trauma, CPTSD, and basically the information that leads them to the website for where they can take the mental health screening. There's other, I guess outlets on the website that they can use as well. But yeah, just funneling people to the information and making people aware.
How can people like help you out? What do you need? Do you need donations, or what do you need?
Yeah, more than anything, donations so I can stay on the tour with Maj. That part of it really isn't cheap, and that's really just the goal, is to stay on the tour, because he's going to a lot of the same places, and if I can establish some sort of relationship in these locations, I can just double back on my own and give the full presentations in those locations. So that's kind of the plan. And then just being able to work out the presentation in itself, work out all the wrinkles, get down speaking in front of a crowd, because I'm terrible at that. But yeah,
Yeah,
really just getting the word out.
Maj is working with GOA right now on some of those cities, especially in Georgia. Like I said, Georgia.
I know it was my idea.
I know. I'm just saying, but the Georgia it was your idea. I executed on it, hooked it up. But yeah, so in Georgia, Maj is just going down there to try to like give out, talk about gun ownership and the importance of the Second Amendment. Because I think importance of the Second Amendment is lost on a lot of these new gun owners. They don't realize how endangered the Second Amendment really is.
I mean, yeah. I blame conservative media for that. I blame the conservative movement in general for that. It's not enough focus on the Second Amendment in itself. The Second Amendment is looked at as like this radical niche of conservatism, and people don't really understand that like that's the saving grace between us and like actual tyrannical takeovers. And I see us going down a very, very dark path in the next couple of years. Hopefully I'm wrong. I like to be wrong in that regard, but like you said, like it's lost. It's really lost. Even amongst conservatives, like there's a lot of lazy conservatives that just don't care about gun rights. They don't stay up to date on the cases that are going on, and it's just
in my opinion, the anti-gunners kind of made it a niche topic with conservatives, where it should be not a conservative issue. Like all sides should respect the Second Amendment. That's like saying like, the Fourth Amendment or the Fifth Amendment, the right to, or any of those amendments are
for sure
just a conservative issue.
What I would say is we let them off. Conservatives let anti-gunners off the hook by allowing them to throw the race card too early. Like if the Second Amendment and the big organizations, other than Gun Owners of America, because y'all clearly do it, but like if we were just better with the PR and portraying America and the Second Amendment to how it actually is in America and not playing to a specific base, I feel like the defense could have been a little bit better, and we just didn't do a good enough job.
Yeah, we gotta go into the places where they don't think that we're going to go. Like the inner cities, the suburbs, whatever. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really like Gun Owners of America and why I decided to work with Gun Owners of America is because they are going into the inner cities. They are going into the areas where they're not supposed to be, so to speak.
Yeah.
And they're also keeping just gun.
I think a lot of the problem is there are some gatekeepers that I think I don't want to say enjoy the chaos, but I think they kind of monetize a little bit too much off of the whole anti-gun and just inflammatory type of environment. Like they don't really like for it to be like what do they call it? Like the Trump effect. How up until like COVID-19, guns prices were like bottomed out essentially. You get anything off the shelf whenever you wanted. I don't think. What'd you say?
The Trump slump.
Yeah, yeah. I think there are a couple people that actually enjoy the fact that we're in the situation that we're in now. That's all I can say. Just watching how certain people have been moving. I'm just like, I don't like how I don't know. I'll tell you when we get off the air.
I agree, and I think we've had this conversation before about certain people that we've heard stuff behind the scenes that they are absolutely giddy right now.
Right. And it's like, all right, like if y'all want to get to the point where like you might actually have to use these guns, be prepared for that lifestyle. Like, yeah. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I hope we never get to that point, but who knows?
So do I. You already know the people who have already been a part of violence don't really want to go there again. It's not fun. You know what I mean? It's not, but yeah,
no, it never is. But but you know, some certain people don't see it that way.
They don't get it.
There's a lot of people in the gun industry that
are just industry. That's it. They're just industry.
Yeah,
nothing like. Oh man, I could go on a serious rant right now. I don't want to piss off a lot of people, but I have a big problem with trainers who don't advocate for the Second Amendment. To me, it feels like you are benefiting off the work that everybody else is attempting to do by preserve the right for you to even do what you're doing. And some people might say that it's bad for I guess for their customers that they don't want to be like too political, but if someone's bought a gun, they've already made a political decision in my book. And at that point, you have an obligation to stand up for your gun rights. That's just my take on it. It might be an unpopular opinion, but that's how I feel. I feel like if you have one, you should be speaking up for it.
Well, I talked to a vice president of a really big gun company, and then I mentioned, I was like, yeah, man, we got to, you know, what is your opinion on, like, you know, all these proposed legislation about gun legislation? And he was like, I don't really discuss legislation. I don't take a stance on legislation. Like,
legislation will take a stance on you. Like, yeah, like that's my problem. Like, that's very frustrating. Very frustrating.
I was out in Vegas with the GOA guys, and we were talking to an AK manufacturer, not Lee Army, because those guys are freaking awesome, and also not Rifle Dynamics, because those guys are freaking awesome too. But it was another AK manufacturer, and Rifle Dynamics and Lee Armory, they do a lot with GOA. They're two of the best AK companies out there, along with X-Tech. There are some of the best AK companies. A lot of AK companies do a lot with GOA, but there was a AK company out there that told us, you know, you guys got to learn how to compromise a little bit.
The fuck?
Like you're an AK company. We're protecting your rights to be in business.
My bad. I know you said don't try not to use the F-bombs, but that's blasphemous.
Yeah. It's like you're an AK company. These guys don't like you. They go to business. And the other company I was talking about, they make one of their main products is ARs, which, you know, they don't want to take a stance on legislation. I think there's a lot of people who don't want to, like, for example, the Honey Badger thing. Q wasn't the only company to get that letter. Q was the only company to go public with that letter. There's other companies that got the letter and they want to work more closely with the ATF because they think that they can like work it out with the ATF, and that's not what the ATF's not. They're delusional.
Right. Like, it's an Obama appointee. Like, I don't want to say give up because, I'm not of that ilk, but Jesus, something's got to happen.
There's ways. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so glad that we got Amy Coney Barrett through.
So, what's the realistic chances of them hacking the courts or whatever?
Hacking the courts? Oh, packing.
Yeah, hacking the courts.
Manchin says that he won't vote for it out of West Virginia. But the thing is, I don't trust him. I think it might be just a play to kind of like diffuse the Georgia thing. 'Cause I think with the amount of political pressure that will be on him, that if we, the pro gun side, loses 2 pro gun seats out of Georgia, then I think the courts will be packed. So we need to at least save one. If we save one through there, then I don't think the courts will be packed, and the legislative filibuster won't be removed. What they probably will do if they win both seats in Georgia is remove the legislative filibuster. Even though Manchin says he won't vote for it, I'm pretty sure he will. Behind the scenes, I'm hearing that he will, at least. That's what I'm hearing. And then after that, they'll pack the court. They'll add 3 more justices.
That's crazy.
4 more justices to give them a liberal leaning.
So
I'd say it's a pretty damn good chance if they win. That's why Georgia is so important. That's why every pro-gun group needs to focus on Georgia.
what's the oh, never mind.
Georgia.
What's your parlor at?
Crumpy.
Oh, just Crumpy?
Yeah, that's everyone's going to Parlor. I've been on Parlor since like day freaking 1, man.
I was gonna ask you about that. How do you feel about everybody suddenly jumping on the Parlor hype? I was on it like 6 months ago.
I like Parlor.
So do I. I think once they give you the feature to go live, it'll see a real shift from Twitter. But they got to get that.
I like Minds. Minds is awesome. I'm going to be using Minds a lot more. That's like a Facebook alternative. I know a lot of people go to MeWe, but I like Minds. Minds is freaking awesome. A really cool thing about Minds is when you monetize on Minds, you can monetize your post. So it can become like a Patreon, kind of like mixed with Facebook. So you can actually monetize it. And if let's say you post something that's really cool and you're like, yeah, this guy posted something really cool, I'm going to go ahead and give him a tip. And you can tip them in cryptocurrency.
Ooh.
Which is pretty cool. So you can tip with crypto, which is badass. In my case.
Once the Pro 2A is cool, industry will fall over themselves to support it. I want to agree. I really do, but I feel like they still are just going to play it safe.
Well, there's a couple companies out there that don't play it safe.
A few, yes. A few.
X-Tech, for example, they don't play it safe.
X-Tech, Phoenix Ammo, yeah.
Phoenix Ammo definitely doesn't play safe. Rifle Dynamic, right. Lee Armory doesn't. There is a few companies. Liberty Bell Firearms.
Right, they don't.
And of course, you have like the Qs and you have the SB Tacticals.
Right. But we need, like, Daniel Defense. How about them?
Yeah. Brian Witt saying a lot of gun channels aren't pushing Georgia, and I think that's honestly, I think that's not cool. I think a lot of gun channels need to be pushing Georgia. I'm going to be going down to Georgia. That's all, to go freaking knock on doors. I'm going to go down to Georgia and knock on doors. Because that's how important I think it is.
You guys should bring me with you.
You want to come? You can come, man. Seriously.
I think it would do. Yeah.
I arranged 2 stops for Maj down there. So people who don't think Georgia is important, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. They're just delusional.
Yeah. I guess that's gonna be the fight. It's Georgia.
Yeah, and they're pushing. The anti-gunners are pushing heavily into Georgia. Bloomberg's dumping millions into Georgia. Hopefully, he gets the same results that he did when he pushed all his millions into Texas to try to turn Texas blue. It kind of failed on him.
Now, do you think there was any gain in Texas? Like, do you think the next go around it might actually go blue?
I think they got spanked in Texas pretty bad.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I don't know if they're going to try it again. They might. But I think by them pushing so hard into Texas, Bloomberg, I think it actually hurt them. Because, you have the Cheyenne effect. It brought, but Bloomberg is pushing heavily into Georgia. He's dumping tons of money. Andrew Yang is doing stuff. They're encouraging people to go temporarily get an address in Georgia so they can vote, which is not legal.
I thought you had to live there for like a certain amount of time.
It's 30 days. But
wow.
They got to be a permanent residence. And by saying, hey, just go live there for 30 days, have a residence center for 30 days. That's not a permanent residence, so that's not legal. But yeah, it's gonna be Georgia. All roads lead to Georgia. And if you see someone not talking about Georgia, you need to basically call them out and be like, dude, you got to start speaking about how important Georgia is, because it is important. I've given to both Purdue and also Lori the Lochner down there. Whatever, I can't say her last name. But I've given to both of them donations wise. I volunteered to text for both of them, so I'm going to be sending out texts for both of them, doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes because I care about my gun rights, and I can't vote on there, but I can sure as hell do other stuff.
Right. So, what can people outside of the state of Georgia do that don't have platforms? Like, what could the everyday person do?
Money. You can go volunteer too. Volunteer. Just send text. They have a little program you log on and you send text.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the 2 things that we really, really need, man. But it's expensive because right now, I mean, the Dems are dumping tons of money into Georgia.
I believe it. Why don't we have a money bank like Bloomberg to dump things into that are pro-gun?
That's if you listen to G-Webs talk about that a lot.
I mean, we just do a real bad job of combating their chess moves.
Yeah. It's not a joke.
You would think that was supposed to be the NRA.
NRA's, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the NRA is doing in Georgia, honestly. I'm just concerned about what we're doing in Georgia, and we are.
So they haven't reached out to GOA to work with them in Georgia.
NRA?
Yes.
No, we'll work with anyone though. Any pro-gun organization wants to work with us.
Right. No, I'm just saying there hasn't been any communication between the two about that one. Because I know you guys work together on lawsuits, but
we're not really with NRA.
Really?
No, we'll do like amicus briefs and stuff. NRA likes to do their own thing.
Of course. Of course.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but they just like doing their own thing. So, I mean, I'm not going to fault them for wanting to do their own thing. But we have worked with almost every other group, though.
Right.
There's only a couple groups that we haven't worked with.
Word.
But yeah, it's gonna definitely be interesting. But yeah, that is people move to Georgia so they can vote. That is their plan. Kind of ridiculous, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least.
Yeah. That's what I'm hearing. Should be fun. Going down there at least. Is there supposed to be a rally or something?
In Georgia,
Yeah.
there's gonna be tons of rallies in Georgia.
Like specifically, well, what weekend are you going?
I don't know yet.
You guys
Honestly,
just know you're getting a house down there.
honestly, we're gonna have people down there all the time.
Oh, okay. Yo,
hon-
telling you, you guys need to send me.
honestly, if you want to go, man, I can definitely look it up. But honestly, I think I'll probably be down there a couple times.
Yeah. I mean, you already know. I'll do whatever. I'm a mercenary for the Second Amendment. As long as there's no compromise, I'm with it.
Yeah, right now it looks like Kelly Loeffler and Warnock are tied.
Uh-huh.
And Purdue has a 4-point lead over Ossoff. So
we're looking okay.
I wouldn't say that. It's in the margin of error. And who knows what can happen, man? It's still a ways off. But yeah, the devil went down to Georgia, and I'll probably be going down there too. The devil being Michael Bloomberg.
Oh man, he's a literal troll.
Yeah, so if anyone's down in Georgia or close to Georgia, we really need to have people turn out and vote or go volunteer. You can go to any of the campaign websites and sign up to be their text messages or whatever. You can donate some money if you want. Georgia is going to be what Trump's doing right now is a Hail Mary. Do I think there was voter fraud? I absolutely 100% think that there was voter fraud. Was there enough to sway the election? Could be. Will he win in court? It's just going to be very, very hard. But it's still possible. One thing I've learned is not to count out Trump.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I think conservatives shot themselves in the foot with Trump in the first place.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know who. I wanted Rand Paul.
We both did.
I know.
I want the guy shooting at pictures of the IRS.
Yeah, I wanted Rand Paul. We didn't get Rand Paul, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If I don't know, I've felt this way for a long time.
I don't know who's gonna be who's gonna be the next person in line against Trump. What happened to Freitas is freaking ridiculous. Nick Freitas.
What happened?
He was winning, and then they found a flash drive with votes on it, and the guy who found the flash drive just happened to be married to someone who works for Freitas's rival, the woman that he was running against.
They found a flash drive with votes on it.
Yes.
How does that happen?
Dude, I have no idea. Yeah, but and she happened to be, and his wife just happened to be working for Nick Freitas's opponent.
Opponent. Wow. So he ended up losing.
Yeah. They found 15,000 votes, and he ended up. Here's the thing: every other count, he was winning. The final votes that they found, it just happened to be 64% against him. And here's the weird thing: it wasn't like 64.2%, 64.1%. They were round numbers.
Wow.
They were round numbers. They weren't like off. It's like, what?
That's insane.
Talking about violating Benford law, that definitely violates Benford law and everything else.
And there was no challenge on that?
They are challenging it. Like the second they said whoops, they're like, it looks like Fred is gonna win. Whoops, we found a flash drive with these votes on it. And like less than like 10 minutes later, his opponent's out like, I win, I declare victory. Wait a minute. Like, come the F on, man. Like, are you? I mean, that's not cool. That's totally like BS.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
He's not going to challenge. I just read he's not going to challenge. Nick.
So what's next for him? Because he was a good guy.
He's still in the Virginia legislature.
Okay.
But he's not going to challenge for the good of the election, which I think is BS. If there's hanky panky there, I don't think it's good for the election. I think if there's some type of like malfeasance or something in there that you gotta challenge that. I mean, that's just what I think. But I'm not I'm not a politician. I'm not allowed to run for office.
You're not allowed to?
No, I talked to my wife. I was like, "Hey, I want to run for office. I'll probably not win, but if I run for office," and she's like, "No." She's like,
"Oh,
but I probably won't win." She's like,
"You're really not allowed to."
Yeah, I was like, "I probably won't win," and then she's like, "Yeah, I've heard that before."
Wow.
So no, they're running for election for me for anything.
So, have you already talked about SHOT Show being canceled on here?
No, I haven't really touched it. I don't think I was going anyway.
Really?
Really? No, so many companies aren't going to be there.
Right.
That I didn't think it was me worth it.
I heard SIG dropped $2 million on their spot, and they're not going.
Well, SHOT Show was like, no one's going. I think everyone got their money back.
Really?
Yeah.
NSF
canceled SHOT Show totally.
Yeah.
So all the companies who paid for a booth got their money back.
Oh, okay. So are you guys gonna throw the Gunathon then? Same week? I would if I were you.
Stay tuned. It's going.
Yo, whoa! Did you hear that Blackfish closed?
Yeah, they got
Blackfish
bought.
Armory.
Yeah, they're gonna become a data center.
Get the. Of course.
Dude, for people that don't know, Devin and I live close to each other, and like every 2 feet, there's a data center. There's more data center per per square mile than anywhere else. Yeah,
Literally.
Gunathon
Literally.
that's a good question. We want to do something, and we want to do something since SHOT Show is canceled. But with the whole COVID restrictions,
Fuck it. Sorry. F it. Do it.
well, it's not only us; it's the venues.
uh, Even the Rangers?
Yeah, there's a lot of venues. I mean, they're under restrictions too.
Man, forget restrictions. Rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah, but you gotta find a place that's willing to break rules.
Well, you have Maj. He's always down to break some rules.
But it's the venues, man. For something like Gunathon, that's
Oh,
not even
man.
a small show. That's a
Yeah, I know. I'm joking. Yeah. That was
that
going to be such a good event.
yeah.
It was going to be such a good event, especially for the first year. Oh, man.
Yeah, we had a good
So
lineup,
mad about it.
and we had a great lineup of people, speakers. It was a good idea. If I say so myself, it was a good idea.
It was.
It was a lot of work to organize. I don't think I would organize it again. I would have to pass it off to someone else because it's just tons of work.
Man.
I never realized how much work that was.
Event planning?
Event planning for an event with 10,000 people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. Damn,
Right.
10,000.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, it's really funny because I was on the when they refunded all the money. Every time someone got a refund, I got an email that they got a refund. So my email box was like,
Dang.
ding 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 ding, because they refunded it and and I think they refunded it like 250 at a time. So it was like ding, ding, 250 emails cleared out. Ding, ding, more.
Dang.
That was a pain. Like, hope someone didn't. I don't know, read them. I just like hit mark all red. I was like, I hope someone really didn't need me because if they did, I didn't get it.
Wow. Oh, man. That's crazy.
So, yeah, it was definitely
Yeah.
definitely interesting, man. Have it on a farm somewhere. Yeah, we want to have it. We want to have it in Northern Virginia near DC, and that might be a little issue finding a farm.
Yeah.
All right, we can get like like even like Roger's house. I don't think there's Range 82, which I think can support it. But we will see. But it's gonna be cold in January here. Having it outside.
Yeah. No.
Plus, we have the lobby day, which I'll be at this year again.
How big is Lobby Day supposed to be this year?
I don't know, man.
Either way, I'll be there. I think I'm going to sell some shirts there this year. Just hand to hand them.
You might as well. The only bad thing is they're gonna restrict guns around the Capitol, like a block around the Capitol.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So we just go block out and make us surround the Capitol again, just to block out.
Right. Like, what do you think you're stopping?
Yeah.
I don't know how that makes anything safer. Nothing has happened at any protest with a gun in front of the Capitol ever, right?
It's not about something happening at a protest. It's about trying to exercise control over
Right.
the gun people. It's like kind of like an FU to the gun people. Like you can't show your guns, we can't control you. At least that's the way I take it.
Yeah, I agree. Like last year when they told us we couldn't use the sidewalk, I was like, "What the fuck? Like, what do you mean? Sorry." What do you mean I can't use the sidewalk? Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean it is really ridiculous. I know they're trying to like limit it by saying, "Oh, COVID restrictions," but yet, there's other protests that they just like, "Oh well, they don't spread."
And it's a protest for a reason. Like, it's a
Not.
protest.
It's a lobby day. But
Yeah.
But I just think it's interesting how selective COVID-19 can be. As
far as who can gather in large groups and who can't.
Yeah, it's like COVID-19 is have social awareness.
Right.
Something.
We were in Baltimore and we went out to eat, and the lady was like, "Yeah, you guys can sit next to each other, but you can't have more than 10 people at a table." But I was like, "I thought we couldn't catch it if we were sitting down." And she just stared at me, and I was like, "What? Like, isn't that the whole thing? Like, if we're sitting down, we can't catch it. That's why we don't have to wear the mask." And she just gave me the worst look. I was like, "Sorry." But yeah.
I know Biden's talking about doing a 6-week lockdown.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing. Is he going to be paying my bills for that month and a half?
I don't know, man.
Because if not,
you would be essential, I think.
Probably.
And you probably have a lot more work.
Yeah, I really would.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting. I thought it was funny that Marvin Richardson and Regina Lombardo was sitting next to each other in a meeting with no mask on.
Really?
And they're the two ATF heads, like inches apart. And I posted the picture of that, and I don't think they looked too much because they weren't actually supposed to have any cameras in the room, and someone leaked the picture to me of it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting, man. Where can people get your shirt?
I can type it in.
Yeah,
but it's arlife2018.com, and it's a whole Trenchwork Chronicles line. It's just t-shirts and hoodies right now, but I should be dropping some new designs pretty soon. arlife2018.com.
I also want to put up if you guys want to check out Kids the Kings, it's www.wtta.org/kids-2-kings.
Yes, please. I need all the support we can get. The first presentation in Baltimore was really, really, it was received very well by the crowd, which really, really gave me some comfort as far as what I'm actually doing. And the only thing I kept hearing is that it's information that a lot of people don't hear, and it can help a lot of people. So I think we're on the right track to something. So I just want to keep doing it as much as possible. I put the link in the private chat. Can you post that in the other one?
Yeah. Oh, you're probably not at that. I also made a banner for it.
Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you.
So I will put it out there in the comments as well here. Oops, there you go. Also, I just want to remind everyone the Mandalorian auction is still going on, and awesome. On Facebook, it blocked me. I tried to post it I cross-posted it to all the different locations, and Facebook said that we're not allowing that link.
AR Life, of course not. Racist. Tell Zuckerberg he's racist. That's a black-owned company that supports a black podcast.
Yeah. I just want to remind everyone that they still have time to go bid on the Mandalorian themed rifle here. All proceeds go to my niece right now. It's up to $2,000 if you go to crumpy.com Mando, and it is pretty badass, dude. It actually says there's all the different things. It actually says this is the way in Mandalorian.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. Little bullpup. So yeah, if you go to that right there, remember you can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/John Crump. Go to crumpy.com for all my links. My niece has a GoFundMe at crumpy.com. GFM. Buy my book at crumpy.com. Giant. For $25, I will sign it. $5 will get you a Crumpy Militia patch. I think G-Webs have the Crumpy Militia patch. Yeah, doing in the spring. That is probably when it's going to happen, by the way. Shh, I don't know. No. I want to go ahead and thank Devin for being on the show. I will be back next week. We have people like the Rogue Banshee coming on and multiple people. We're going to have a full week next week, and I want to give Devin the final last word. And I'll put your banner up to Kids to Kings. How did you give the last word, Devin?
Yeah, just I love all the support. Go buy his t-shirt. I mean, I feel like it represents the 2A pretty well. We don't negotiate with tyrants. Pretty sure everybody can agree with that. But yeah, other than that, donate to Kids to Kings, man. If we can stay on this tour and continue to give out this presentation and keep gaining support from the people that we're trying to get the information to, man, that's really all we're trying to do. You definitely will see where the donations go. So support us there as much as possible.
And how can people listen to your podcast?
Blog Talk Radio. If you go to my Instagram page, Trenchworld Chronicles, it's in the bio. blogtalkradio.com/Trenchworld Chronicles. You can just Google Trenchworld Chronicles and it'll pop up.
It's a good show. It's a very good show. You got to have the guy you had on your first show come back on and do an interview with you guys sometime.
The very first
person that you interviewed on the show. You need to have that guy back.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's a cool dude. He's hard to get in touch with, though. You know.
For all those that don't know, that
busy.
Yeah, dude, I'm so freaking busy. Yeah, I'm just doing some stuff. It's like locked and loaded. Latino's like, dude, what don't you do? Like,
right. Hey, that's what we do at Black Swan. We stay busy doing something. We're always doing something. Whether it's Kids to Kings, whether it's my show, whether it's your show, whether it's Gun Owners of America stuff, we are always doing something.
Oh, and by the way, talking about Black Swan and the whole Black Swan Media Group family, Black Swan Media Group alumni just got a job at AmmoLand.
Ooh, oh yeah. Shout out to Donovan.
Donovan Mullen. Go check his stuff out over there, man. I hired him, which was awesome. Freddie said, "Go find me another writer." I said, "All right, I got it." I was like, "Donovan, you want to write?" Like, right or what? I was like, "You want to write for AmmoLand?" He's like, yeah. Are you gonna set me up with the interview?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, when?" I said, "Do you want to write?" He goes, "Yeah, I want to write." I was like, "Interview over. You're hired."
Hey.
He's like, "What?" Cool. I was like, dude, you used to write for me on Liberty Report. I don't need an interview. I know you follow writing, and I know how you write. And I know that you are.
I literally have your resume.
Yeah. So he's writing for AmmoLand now. Go check out his stuff over AmmoLand. Check my stuff out too. All right, man. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
No, that's it. Kids to Kings, Kids to Kings, Kids to Kings. Support us there. That's it.
A&A, man, you come in late all the time. I gotta have A&A on my show. He won't do my show. God damn it, A&A. Hit me up. You're gonna do my show next week. I'll see you guys later. And
All right, yo.
on the count of 3, I'm gonna drop the outro. 1, 2, 3. See ya.